to Big VTV, 5:30 PM Tuesday night. Great to have you with us, Steve Chalmers and Craig Freeman. Once again, no Justin Nelson. He didn't rock up last night and nowhere to be found again today. Couldn't even answer my calls. Did you try him?
No, the sniffles have taken control of him. I couldn't try him. He doesn't give me his phone number,
Right.
of course.
Okay, fair
doesn't want to be
enough.
hassled probably, but Sniffle Central down here at Blue Hoops.
Well, we'll have to get on not just the phone, but any other sort of old-fashioned
Morse
device.
code. Smoke signals.
To make sure he's back for tomorrow night, because it's Player and Coach of the Month, mind you, for the youth division. So looking forward to tomorrow night and Thursday night, where we name all of our players and coaches of the month. So keep an eye out for that. But tonight, let's look back at round 14 for the seniors. Let's kick it off with Division 2 women. North East scored a good win over the Coburg Giants.
Yeah, Chloe Storer had a great round with 23 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists and 4 steals to go along with that. Rachel Jeffrey joined her on a double-double, nearly a triple-double. She had 13 points, 13 rebounds and 8 assists.
I think it was a milestone game for Rachel Jeffrey as well. Not too sure how many games it was, but certainly congratulations to her. Blackburn got Wallen by 10 points. That was a big upset, and it was led by the pocket rocket, Andrea Belmonte.
Yeah, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. She's had a brilliant season once again. Stepping up into, this is the first season she's played full-time seniors and just hasn't looked out of place at all. Tessa Ramsey with 22 points, 10 rebounds and 4 assists for Wallen.
It was close between Craigieburn and Melton, but the home side, the Eagles, just got the job done off the back of a 15-4 second quarter. Shona Brooks, big in that game, 29 points and 18 rebounds. Jenna Conroy led the way for Melton with 18 points and 9 rebounds herself. Mornington got Sherbrooke on the road by 10 points.
Yeah, Ash Wright leading the way over there with 22 points and 15 rebounds. Tegan Kite with a nice 21 and 10 game for Sherbrooke.
And Blackburn got Melton by 20 points on the Sunday, rounding out Division 2 women. Shannon Bone good there with 21 points. Let's look at Division 2 men. Camberwell needed a win, got a win, and it was a good one over the Melton Thoroughbreds.
Yeah, Peter Maunder with 16 points and 6 rebounds. A nice win from Camberwell. Mangar Manyang with 17 and 10. And then we saw Coburg with a nice win on the road against North East.
Big fourth quarter. The North East Bushrangers were in this one for a long time. 37-12. Fourth term in favour of the Giants. Made sure that they ran over the top of the Bushies. Pat Green, 25 points, 8 assists there. Liam Wright, 25. Lloyd Wright had 24 for the Bushies. Southern Penn, big winners over Sherbrooke.
Yeah, huge win out there at the Shark Tank. Spicer was good for Sherbrooke with 16 points, but Ben James with 25 and Fitzgerald with 15, 7 and 7. Southern Penn too strong. And then Wallen made the tough trip up to Mildura, and Kelvin Henry turned it back the clock.
Wow.
We did say
You've been calling
he's been quiet for a few weeks.
You've been calling for a big game from King Calvin for a long time. Triple-double, mind you, to defeat the Wallen Panthers. 28 points, 13 rebounds, 10 dimes to Henry. Hayden Annett led the way for the Panthers with 18 points. Craigieburn got Camberwell on Sunday. Jean Vical had 19 points. Matty Foster, Andy Kidd, good for Camberwell. Maccabi, 11-point winners over Pakenham. Just sneaky good at the moment, Maccabi.
Yeah, it's a very strong win. Pakenham been in some pretty good form heading up to that. Mintz with 26 and 13 leading the way there. Hayden Davey with 17 and 10 for Pakenham, but a nice strong win at home there.
And Altona got North East on the Sunday. Again, just ran out of puff. Tommy Scott, 25 points. Liam Wright had a good weekend.
Fair weekend, yeah.
He finished with 26 points and 5 rebounds in that one. Division 1 women, Camberwell, a good win over Warrandyte to kickstart D1 women. Amy Nicholson had 16 and 11. Rachel Wansborough, 16 points and 13 rebounds. Been very good for Warrandyte this year. Hawthorn, good win over Werribee.
Yeah, how about the game from Lara Edmondson? I think she's only 17 years old, maybe 18. Had a 19 and 17 game, 4 assists as well. Alyssa Bennett, good for Werribee with 23 points, but that was nearly half their score.
Certainly a young star on the rise is Lara Edmondson. Warrnambool took the trip to Mildura, fell short. Vanessa Power and Alexis Gassion putting on a show.
Yeah, I think you can book them in for a combined 40 points, 20 rebounds, pretty much every time they step out on the floor. 28 for Power, Gassion with 19, 16 and 8 assists as well.
Amy Wormold had 25 points, 9 rebounds and 6 assists in that one. Latrobe City got one on the road, and it was a good win at that. Mackenzie Miller led the way, 16 points and 13 rebounds at Chelsea. Renisha Washington led the way for the Gulls with 19 points. the Energy actually won back-to-back games. They knocked over Camberwell at home on Sunday.
The Justin Nelson effect. He was out there. And
Potentially.
Maybe that's why he's not here. Did he party too hard with the Latrobe City girls after that win? But great weekend from them. Mackenzie Miller with 22 and 8.
Absolutely. Jess Garrett had 14 in the loss for the Dragons. Casey, they lost a pair last week from memory. They needed a win and they got it on the road at the Supercats.
Yeah, huge win on the road. When you need a win, your stars turn up. Steph Powell with 20 points and 7 rebounds. A great win over Geelong.
And how's this for an important clash to end the round in D1 women? Werribee and Whittlesea went an extra 5 minutes, took it to overtime, and Whittlesea had LT Power off the bench leading the way.
Justin's been calling for her to start, and she off the bench with the strong 22 points there for Werribee. But Bennett with 21 and 11 and Tushke with 26 and 7.
That's Division 1 women. Let's move forward to Division 1 men before we go on. No Western Port Geelong score, unfortunately. Geelong, speaking of, got the win over Sunbury to kickstart D1 men. Emerson Barley had 21 points in that. Arthur Trousdale had a good weekend for the Jets with 18 points and 5 rebounds. A little bit of news out of Sunbury. One of their own won a FIBA European Cup or Championship for Small Nations, am I right?
Yeah, Sunbury's Jacob Formosa, the European Championships for small countries with Malta. They defeated Norway 75 to 59 in the final, so well done over there at Sunbury.
So if you're wondering why he's been missing a handful of games over the last couple of weeks, he's been representing his country at Malta. We congratulate him on his achievement. Shepparton hosted Brandon Armstrong. They made sure that they put some big news out at the Shepparton. Certainly knew that there was heaps of external media going crazy over Brandon Armstrong up there at Shepparton. They held home court. They defeated Melbourne Uni by 6 points off the back of their dynamic duo.
Yeah, the Airbnb that the team also stayed in actually had some clip-outs of newspaper articles that had Brandon Armstrong in it. So well done to the people hosting Melbourne Uni down there at Shep. Nice game here too. Shepparton, one of the best teams in the comp, and Melbourne Uni have been playing in some pretty good form. Cam Vines with 29 and 10, Coleman with 18 and 14. Strong win for Shep.
Armstrong had 20 points, Masunda 20 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. He's probably having his best year.
Masunda's been rolling,
has Nick Masunda. No score for Western Port and Whittlesea, unfortunately. Chelsea gave Bulleen their first loss of the weekend. Not a great weekend for the Boomers. They're done in terms of post-season aspirations. Varmore 21, Stander for 37 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. Warrnambool, big win over Keysborough on the road.
We did say Warrnambool had a better record on the road than at home this season, and they continued that trend. Xavier Blunt has been in absolutely brilliant form all season. He had another 31 points. Newby with 26 for Keysborough, but that's a very strong win from the Bull.
Warrandyte inflicted Bulleen's second loss of the weekend. A Yindi Spreewell had 20 points and 14 rebounds. David Moore's been very good for the Venom this year as well, with 18 points, 12 rebounds and 5 assists. Evan Solakitis had 14 for the Boomers. Keysborough bounced back on Sunday at Darebin to defeat the All-Stars.
Yeah, very important win. Kelvin Enge with 23 and 8. Strong one there because that's a bit of a trap game. I think Collingwood can be up and down at times, but when you lose your first of the back-to-back, you need to make sure you grab the second if you want to stick around at the top end of the ladder.
Chelsea made it 2 for 2 and inflicted Warrnambool to split the weekend with a big win over the Seahawks. Stander for very good as always. Mitch Riggs had 28 for the Gulls. Xavier Blount, as you mentioned, continues his impressive season with 23 points and 9 rebounds. Now, Whittlesea Pacers, they always take it up to the big teams. They always seem to, like they're in the game in the final quarter, and they've fallen short once again. Yeah,
Dom Bruder with a terrific game. He had 30 points, but Shepparton just have weapons out there. They have a number of players they can go to down the stretch. Spencer Coleman with 19 and 11, Vines with 19, 8 and 9. Great weekends from both of them, and we saw a couple of top teams really get pushed this round, and Shepparton maybe showing they might be a step ahead at this point. They were able to get pushed, come back, and get strong wins in tough rounds.
It's just incredible how many games Whittlesea have been in against really formidable opponents and just fallen short of the final hurdle. Speaking of someone who's just pushed over that hurdle, Latrobe City, they've done it.
Great to see a win from Latrobe.
They've got a victory. They defeated Sunbury.
It really was the Justin Nelson effect down there.
Well, that's what happens when you ask. He arrives, and look, the Energy just looked like a completely different side last weekend. 68 defeated Sunbury 62. Matty Farrell had 21 points. Trousdale had 13 for Sunbury. But congratulations to you, Energy, for recording your first win in Division 1 men. Let's take a look at State Championship women. Southern Peninsula got a nice win over Eltham to kick us off.
Yeah, they're rolling home in the back end of this season. Peyton Little with 24 points and 5 rebounds, been a great import for them all season. Brittany Renton with 16 and 6 for Eltham. And then a nice win from Hume City over McKinnon. We said they had to win this. It was an important game for them, and they didn't slip it up. As we know, these are the type of games that your middle table you have to win.
Well, Lisa Murphy had a big weekend on Saturday night. She started with 22 points and 7 rebounds in the Broncos win over McKinnon. Critcher had a double-double. Ariel Thomas close to a triple-double, just couldn't get it done there. Knox, big winners over Ringwood.
Yeah, nice strong win. Georgia Sturton with 26 points. Beck Ott, 17 points and 7 assists. Desi Ramos leading Ringwood with 15 points.
Saw a couple of things throughout last weekend with Cass Mahalko missing. Justin mentioned it was ribs. It's not ribs. He was completely wrong with that. His mail or his sources are terrible, but certainly Ringwood a step below without one of their imports, quite obviously. Waverley, however, had everyone firing on all cylinders. They had contributors from everywhere, defeated Bulleen by 9.
Yeah, Kelly Bowen has been in great form all season. Started off the season on fire especially. She had 15 and 8. Tanaya Phillips with 10 points, 7 rebounds and 5 assists. They're a very good, well-rounded team out there at Waverley.
Sarah Booth, 22 points, 16 rebounds and 5 assists. She did start the season late, but surely her production, she'd be up there in All-Star 5 and MVP credentials again.
Late run for All-Star 5 from her. I guess the thing is, did Bulleen win enough games? That's what it's going to come down to, because she did miss those early games.
That's the big one there. And rounding out state champ women, Hume got it done in overtime against Keilor. Lisa Murphy, once again, brilliant. 26 points, 12 rebounds. She wasn't alone, however. Viv Sard, 20 points, 9 boards, 5 dimes, and Nicole Zammett, 13 points, 7 rebounds, and a whopping 13 assists. Let's look at state championship men to round it all up. Blackburn got Corio in the crunch time game that we mentioned on Friday night, 112-95. Unfortunately, no stats at this time of filming. Hawthorn took on Werribee and an impressive win. They got them by 13.
Yeah, a guy that we were just talking about, Sarah Booth being hot, the All-Star 5, mentioning surely this guy is pushing hard for it. Nelson Kirksey, 33 points, 9 rebounds. Jack Barry had a very good game with 15 points and 10 assists. For Werribee, Connor Coulas, 24 points and 9 rebounds.
Probably don't mention Nelson Kirksey's name or his credentials enough on Big V TV. Certainly producing the goods, and Hawthorn are winning games at the same time as well. Casey got a very, very big win over Ringwood at home. Matt Donlan, 21 points. Raheem Lemons, 20 points and 14 rebounds. Your man. And Brandon Polk, 20 points, 11 rebounds. Scotty Stone had 28 points for Ringwood. Snowy had 19 points and 10 assists. But Casey, very impressive.
When was the last time Snowy shot the ball that many times in a game?
To get 19 points, it's a good point. Only had 10 assists as well. Usually we're used to the 12, 13, 15. Ringwood bounced back on Sunday, however, with a nice win over Knox.
Yeah, they got a strong one, 95-86. Scotty Stone had a great weekend. He had another 19 points in this game. Matt Fennell with 18 points, 15 boards and 4 assists, throwing back the clock a little bit. Chris Carver with 17 points and Darryl McDonald with 15, 5 and 6 for Knox. Good
to see Darrell up and about with 15. If he gets going, Knox very hard to stop. I know it was Ringwood. Very talented team. Eltham got Blackburn in another close one. They've been in a couple of close games against Eltham this season.
Yeah, I think one thing that you can take away from Blackburn is maybe they haven't won as many games as they like, but they've been super competitive pretty much all season long and have done a pretty good job stepping up to champ. Brendan Chuella leading the way with 21 points, 9 rebounds and 6 assists, as he has all season. For Eltham, Ben Waldron with 22 and 5, Ava with 20 points, 9 rebounds and 6 assists.
Just going back to that Corio Bay versus Blackburn game, I do have a little bit of late mail that Brendan Truella triple-double in that one, and Nick George had 31 points as well. So hats off to those two players in Blackburn's win on Saturday night. Rounding it out, Waverley defeated Keilor by 10 on the road. Brad Callagher and Chris Arkell, very important. Yeah, strong games from them. Callagher with 15, Arkell with 8 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals. Know how versatile he is. And a nice game from BJ Simons, young fella in state champ men with 22 points. Chuck Long with 11 points, 13 rebounds and 7 assists for Keilor. So as we know, state championship men, tight as always. That's round 14 done and dusted. Just a month left of regular season basketball in our senior divisions, just 4 rounds left. As I mentioned at the top of the show, tomorrow night and Thursday night, player and coach of the month. You don't want to miss this. Congratulate all your teammates and your coaches who could potentially be winning those awards. We'll see you tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m, back here on Big V TV.